Hello Country Underground, my name is Georgia and I'm joined here this morning by the absolutely phenomenal O'Shea. How you guys going?
Hi,
Doing great.
How you going?
Doing
Yeah, very good.
Good.
Yeah. So you guys just got off the fan zone stage. Tell us a bit what you're doing on there.
We just had a bit of a chat actually because we've kind of been doing a few performances this week, so we're kind of blowing the voices out at this stage of the game. So
Which is a bit sad, but listen to it, sort of croaky old frog.
But it was nice. Actually, we did a really informal kind of just a chit chat with the audience, and they asked some questions, and we didn't hold back and told a few out of school stories.
And now we're going to be sued.
Probably.
Oh, well, I guess they can be really busy.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, obviously we're at Tamworth 2015. How you guys going with the festival? Are you getting around much?
Yeah, well, pretty ragged. Of course, we're just here to talk and promote the new record, the Famine and the Feast.
Yeah.
I almost said the Feast and the Famine, then I almost messed up my own.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
I almost messed my own album title up. But yeah, we did a show yesterday at the Capitol Theatre, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm just running around doing a bunch of installs and things for the new record.
Yeah, how exciting. It's excellent. So, I was meaning to ask you guys, I mean, you've got a fair few albums out already. What what goes into the process of making an album these days?
Oh boy, these days I think it's different for everybody, really. You know. But we recorded our record in Nashville, where we live, and it's an interesting process there. They do it a bit differently. We'll go in and cut, 4 or 5 tracks at a time, and just sort of lay down tracks. And what they do is they have all the instruments in different rooms, but they actually put it down together as a band in one take, which is really unique. You know, I've never seen it done like that anywhere in the world, which is really amazing. So as a songwriter, you could write a song the day before, and then you take it to the studio, and you can literally hear that song that came out of your head come to life within like 24 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And then you'll take the tracks and go and put the vocals on the top of that. So really you can have like a finished track, or at least a decent demo within 24 hours. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow, yeah.
The concept of recording live to tape it with the band is not that novel. I made my first solo record like that, but the difference, what Jay's saying, is with Nashville is like, so you can have a band and everyone has separation in different rooms, but I feel like in Australia when you do that, it takes 5, 6 different takes, and someone will mess something up and they have to go back and redo it or whatever, and with the Nashville sort of the way they do it over there, it's literally like 1, maybe 2 takes. It's quite insane actually how fast everybody works.
And they've never heard the song before. That's the crazy thing. You go in and they have charts and they talk and they're kind of having coffees and talking, and they've sort of got one ear listening to the work tape that you've done, which is just basically the iPhone of Mark playing guitar and me singing in the room, and then it gets charted and they're like, okay, and you tell them what kind of feel you're after, and they literally just nail it in one take. It's phenomenal. Yeah,
definitely. I guess really high-end recording studios and musicians, and it's great.
Yeah, it really is. And you find on a lot of the sessions and everything, you find, the steel player played on all of Shania Twain's stuff, or it's just done Willie Nelson's album or whatever. Like a lot of the players play on a lot of the records.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky. I mean, Nashville is pretty much the undisputed mecca for songwriters and musicians. So it's great living there. It's great to be able to sort of dive into that and immerse yourself in that level of talent, and hopefully learn a few things and get a little bit better yourself along the way.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys, obviously you're travelling heaps, coming back and forth from the US to here. How do you guys go on planes and stuff? Are you getting a bit sick of it now, or?
Yeah, it's challenging. It's challenging. It's challenging with the kids. We have 2 children.
Yeah. And
they're quite young, 3.5 and 1.5. So that takes its toll a little bit. Finley, who's 3.5, has done that trip 14 times now in 2.5 years. So yeah, it adds up a little bit. But there's an old adage that you play music for free and you get paid to travel. So that's what I was there for.
Yeah, definitely. How do you find, is there a certain amount of things you just got to take on each trip? Do you have a little bag? So don't forget that.
Not a little bag. There's no such thing as a little bag. There's about 50 big bags. And no, we kind of toned it down a bit this trip, because in previous trips we just found ourselves with mountain, like those trolleys that you can take, like mountains, and then baby gear stacked on the top of it with car seats and so much stuff, and we just went, this is ridiculous. We can't physically, and 2 kids, it's too hard. So now I've kind of...
We've left the 2 kids at home, and we're just taking an extra suitcase.
Don't tell people that.
Okay.
People will be with you. But in saying that, so I've really toned down all the dresses and all the stuff this time, and I forgot my shoes for the awards. So that's what, I really did need the extra bag for the shoes, and now I've forgotten my shoes, and my shoes probably won't match my dress.
Disaster.
Crisis.
Yeah. Well, I've meaning to ask actually, playing over in the US and around the world, how does the Australian audiences kind of compare to overseas?
Yeah, they're great. They're very
love music.
They're not backwards and coming forwards. So you kind of know where you stand with an Australian audience. They don't clap if they don't want to clap.
Yeah.
So
they don't clap if they don't mean it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just clap to be
Americans
nice.
are probably a little bit more polite. They probably, do that out of a sense of obligation, but certainly not in Australia. And that's where we both grew up and cut our teeth playing in pubs and clubs since we were Lord knows how old. So they're very honest, which is great, because if they're into it, that they're really into it.
You got to work hard, to get the interaction going with them, which is it's a good apprenticeship.
Yeah.
So you both come from music from quite a young age, is that right?
Been doing it for a while now. So I was playing in pubs when I was 14.
This big.
I think 14 illegally. For the first 4 years. But it's good, because like we were saying, that's a good thing about the Australian music scene. I feel like is that if you get to a certain point, it's because you've been able to play and you can perform live, and it's not just because you just suddenly came on the scene.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say to someone, I guess, up and coming artist who's going through the hard yards and maybe thinking about going on something like American Idol or X Factor? Would you encourage that, or would you say stay in where you are?
That's a tricky question. We actually did a reality TV show in Nashville. It was a show called Can You Duet, and it's basically the same makers who make American Idol made this show, and it was for country duos. And so our agent at the time said, look, I think you should go in this, because it might give you some exposure and book some more shows and tours around America. And so we kind of went in it reluctantly, knowing that reality TV is a bit of a mixed bag of stuff. And, we sort of came out of the experience. Luckily, we did pretty well, so we got a lot of airtime on TV. I think we came 4th or something. And so we, got some really nice exposure, which allowed us to then do a bunch of gigs and everything. But reality TV is hard,
It's for something that's called reality TV.
Yeah, there's not a lot of reality going on. And I think if you can toughen up and take it all with a bit of a grain of salt, and just kind of use it really for what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't sort of think that we could have I don't want to say yes, go do it, or no, go do it. Everyone's got to find their own path. But the only, I guess, advice we would give is that it does have a great reach in most cases, the television shows like that. But it always comes with a bit of a catch too. So.
Yeah, definitely. So your new album, Famine and Feast, obviously, that's getting a massive hype, really. What was the inspiration behind this album for you guys?
Yeah, thank you very much. We wanted to write songs that were pretty emotional this time around, and so we found that the ones that we were writing were either very up and very happy, or very kind of introspective and very dark. So we thought, well, why not just keep running with that, and so we called the album The Famine and the Feast. So the Famine refers to the 6 songs a little more introspective, a little darker, and the Feast refers to the more positive and songs about being in love and all the more I guess falling in love and recognizing love for yourself and for your family.
Wow, what a great message behind an album. It's just because of the title. I mean, obviously you guys put so much work into this.
It's what we do, so
True, obviously. But where can we find your stuff and your albums?
Yep, I think just everywhere, on iTunes and Sanity and JB Hi-Fi.
Online, therealO'Shea.com.
Cool. Cool, anyway, well, I'm Georgia for Country Underground, joined by O'Shea. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
No worries, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Hi, Country Underground.
We'll See you guys later.